Hey there, fellow marketers, Professor Walters here, and today I want to talk to those professors out there because there's some things that your students want you to know about online classes. Because the last year or so, we've all been online, we've been doing these classes, and students kind of have come to a consensus of some things they really like and they really don't like. And so I kind of asked around, and these are the things that students really wanted us professors to know, okay? And the first thing you want you to know is online burnout is real, okay? With all the classes online and all the video watching and the assignments and projects, everything's out there and very little human contact, burnout is a thing, okay? So if you're going during your semester and you're getting, halfway through, 2/3 the way through, and you start seeing students just not paying attention, they're not online as much, it's because the burnout is real. And so what you really should think about is the next thing they want you to do and want you to know is mix it up to keep that burnout away, to kind of keep it at bay longer. Try to mix up your lectures. Don't just have the whiteboard back there because it's just you and the whiteboard. Hello, students, this is what I'm doing. That can get a bit boring and it can get a bit repetitive. So I'm not saying go away from the whiteboard all the time, but occasionally go film yourself outside. Go film from your office. Maybe share someone else's video that teaches your topic. Think about that. And that's the way you can mix it up, because the boring background over and over again equals bored students. And you don't want bored students, okay? Because then they're not paying attention and they're not learning. Now, the third thing they want you to know about online learning is please communicate with them. Communicate with the students. Don't assume, well, I gave them a syllabus at the beginning of the semester. They're adults, they can figure it out. Look, we're all in a different world, okay? This is not the 80s, this is not the 70s, this is even the early 2000s. It's the 2020s, okay? Things are different. And communication needs to change. You need to up your communication games. Be available to your students. Talk to them when you can. So have the social media that you can share that they can talk to you on. Have set office hours where you're online. Or if you can do face-to-face, have a face-to-face and online office hours, and be open in case the students can't make your office hours, because they do have other schedules out there as well. So just kind of think about that by communicating with them and being available to them. And I think one of the things that can help you with the communication, and this is one that I do, and actually a number of my students have really thanked me for it, and they've asked for it too beforehand, hence why I started doing it, is make sure you have kind of a weekly communication. Have it so, like, whether it's on Saturday or Sunday or Monday or Tuesday, whatever, the same day every week, you're sending out emails saying, hey, this is what you should be learning this week. Here are the assignments that are due this week. Here are the projects that are due this week. Because I know, and you know that there's a syllabus that they can read. But the thing is, they're not. It's just a fact of life, okay? There's no point saying, well, they should read it. Well, they're not, okay? So I'm just telling you what you can do to make it easier for them so you have less emails later on saying, oh, I forgot about the assignment. I forgot about the exam. You're sending that email saying, hey, you should be watching these videos this week. We're going to be live on Tuesday. This quiz is due by Friday. You have that communicating to them and you're letting them know, okay? So kind of two things there in once. Communicate weekly with them and make sure you're communicating with them and be available to them. Now, another thing I think all of us professors have learned as well, but we tend to forget when it comes to our students, and they want you to remember this, is computers and the learning management systems break down sometimes. You know what? Sometimes they actually do submit an assignment and it doesn't go through. I mean, I know for me, I give out exams, and every freaking exam on our LMS we've been using, thank God they're switching, there's something goes wrong. Whether a question doesn't line up right or it repeats something, you see it on your end where these LMS, the learning management systems, mess up. It does the same thing for your students. Now, I'm not saying your students aren't lying and saying, oh, I did turn it in, because there are those things. So just be ready that there might be some issues. And so what you should do is plan that into your syllabus. Like okay, if there's an issue, for example, I drop 2 out of 10 quizzes. I give 4 exams, I let them drop 1. So if there's any issues, anything, look, you've got some kind of leeway there, so you don't have to feel like you're getting tricked all the time. But the students also know that if something goes wrong, they have some kind of fallback they're not too worried about. But just know, those learning management systems, they do fail. Wi-Fi does go out. So just know real world problems still happen with online learning, okay? Now, the next couple of things I have for you, ones they want you to know, the things they really, really don't like about online learning. One thing is, students want you to know is that they don't like the discussion boards where it's make sure you comment twice and reply to 2 other comments on there. Yeah, sometimes you can get some good discussions there, but sometimes students feel that it's just, yes, I agree with the comment above. I agree with the comment above. They're just parroting what's already above, and that kind of turns them off. So you can find another way to get the discussion. Maybe you do use Zoom and the mega discussion things, and you let people talk that way, but do mix it up, because if it's just a standard, watch video, post 2 questions, answer 2 replies, that really turns them off. So do have a heads up for that one. Another thing I want you to know is they don't like group work on online classes or in online classes. Why? Well, for face-to-face and we're in a group, we can like peer pressure each other to be there and do the work. When it's online, people can just ghost them. Okay, so if you're going to be doing a group projects, please give students an opportunity to rate or rank or grade their fellow students in the group. And don't just do that and leave it there. Make sure that grade that the students get is reflected by that. If you see there's a student not doing anything, don't just be like, well, that's your problem. No, make sure you have something tailored in there that says, look, you're a group project, you're not doing your work, you're gonna lose points, all right? Because that's one thing that I've seen students get really, really frustrated with. And now, my last thing that students want you to know, but no student will admit they wrote this to me, but I actually had this on probably 50 different connections with students that asked for this. And that is, I don't want students here to get upset. It's okay to give them weekly homework and weekly quizzes. Look, if you only give them exams, they're not gonna watch any videos. They're not gonna pay attention to anything until, what, the night before the exam or a couple nights before the exam, and they're gonna cram it in and then they're gonna forget it. By giving them the weekly assignments, they're learning as they go, so studying for the exam or studying for the final isn't as impossible or as daunting. So something to think about, which is weird when you think like students don't like work, they don't like homework and quizzes, but honestly, it helps them to make it easier for them when they're actually going through the semester. All right, so these are some things that some of my students wanted professors to know that are out there in the online sphere. If you want to learn more, we've got plenty of videos helping you how to be a great teaching professor or how to teach marketing or more about YouTube. So do subscribe and we hope to see you later. And if you want your professors to know about these things, share this with your professors so they know that, hey, your students want you to know these things. Bye from Savannah, Georgia.